They do go around in a wheel motion. If they're nice, they do. So we'll numb the groin with lidocaine. Make an incision. Getting venous access first. Short guide wire goes in. Needle comes out. 8 French sheath goes in the venous. Dilator and wire come out. Put that on the back table there. Now we're going to use this needle again for arterial, so you need to flush it. And we wipe it off. Make an incision here. We'll get arterial access. Short guide wire. Needle comes out. Sheath goes over the wire. And dilator and wire come out. Put that on the back table. We can remove our sharps. And then we're ready for the swan. Insert the swan in the venous sheath. As we get through the sheath there, we'll inflate the balloon, unlock it. So the doctor will move it through the RA, RV, into PA, then out into wedge. Once we're in wedge, we deflate the balloon. It drops back into PA. We're going to get our PA sat and our FA sat. So I'm going to draw back waist. So that would be blood. I'm going to get 1.5 to 2 mLs of sat. So that's my PA sat. I'm going to flush that back through. And I'm going to get FA sat up here, which the physician would have been doing when I was getting PA. So again, they'll get waist, and then they'll get FA sat, 1.5 to 2 mLs. So these will both be on the back table, and we make sure the circulator knows it's FA and PA. You can typically tell because the color of the blood. And then we'll flush the sheet. Okay, so we did PA, FA, SAT. Now we're going to hook up for cardiac outputs to the RA port. I'm going to pull back and flush. I'm going to get 10 mLs. Hook up to the cardiac output machine with my circulator. Still connect that other cable. Okay, and then the computer tells me to inject. Typically we do 3 to 4 of these. And I'll say ready to inject again. So once we're done with 3 to 4 of those, we're done with cardiac outputs. So then we connect the manifold to the PA port. I'm going to pull back and flush. Okay. I'm going slow so I don't hit it. Inflate the balloon to go into wedge. And we're going to turn on pressure. So now we're in wedge. The monitor tech records wedge. When they're finished recording, we deflate the balloon, and then they'll record PA. They're finished with PA. They'll pull this back into RV. They'll record RV, and then we pull this back into RA. And then when they're finished recording RA, take this out. So we're finished with the right heart, so we'll take this off and disconnect here, of course. Sometimes you forget to do that, and it's okay. So we'll disconnect, and they'll take this off the table. We'll get rid of that. So now we're ready to do our left heart. So we have our JL4. So we start advancing the guide wire. Remember, the guide wire should stay in front of the catheter. Once it gets over the arch of the aorta, you can pin the wire. We advance the catheter. Once the catheter meets the guide wire, you can remove the wire. Connect the manifold to the catheter. And we always check pressure first. If pressure looks good, we pull back. Remember, that would be blood. We flush. We go back on pressure. We get contrast. Now they're going to record AO pressure. So I'll lay that down. When they're finished recording AO, we'll give a test injection, 1 to 3 mLs. Go back on pressure, and then when they're ready to inject, they'll let us know. So we'll inject, back on pressure, get more contrast. When we're ready to inject again, back on pressure. Now they do 5 to 6 of the left coronary. So we'll disconnect. We'll do over the wire. Okay, so we'll get our JR4. JR4, we'll go over the wire. I'll make sure I have wire coming out the back here. Hello. There we go. So remember, guide wire goes in front of the catheter. We watch it go up over the arch. Once it's over the arch, we pin the wire. Advance the catheter. When the catheter meets the guide wire, we take the wire out. Connect the manifold, but we need to flush. So we always check pressure first. Pressure looks good. Pull back, flush. On pressure, contrast, and then we can do a test, and then we're ready to inject. Back on pressure, and they usually do 2 to 3 of the right coronary. So we're done with that. Pigtail. We'll feed it over the wire. Uh-oh. I had technical pause it. I want a 6 French pigtail.
Are all the 6s over there?
Yeah. There any, that's all guide catheters, I think. Let me just try that. Oh no, maybe there's a kink up. Oh yeah, you know what? There is a kink in this. See if I can get it through. Just grab me, Ben, can you just grab that pack there? No, the pack is all 3 here. Just open that top, it just folds like that. And I'm gonna take the pigtail out of here. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. So we'll advance the pigtail. See how I kinked it? Oh, that's nice. Okay, so we advance the pigtail. Wire goes in front of the catheter again. Once they meet, you let go, because then they're gonna take the wire, bless you, they're gonna take the wire and manipulate the catheter across the valve into the LV. Once the pigtail's in the LV, you take the wire out. Get some flush. Connect to the distal end of the catheter. Check pressure. Pressure looks good. Pull back. That would be blood. Flush. Back on pressure, and now they're going to record LV and LV EDP. Okay, when they're finished recording, we disconnect. We're going to connect to the MedRad injector, do our LV gram. So while they're doing the LV gram, I'll get my manifold ready. So we do the LV gram, we disconnect then, we reconnect to the manifold, we check pressure first, pressure looks good, pull back, flush, back on pressure, and now we do our pullback. So LV to AO pullback, they'll say finished recording, and then we take the pigtail out with the wire. When you meet resistance, just go a couple inches past that, which my wires came now, so. Take it out. And then we clean up the sheaths here. We wrap them up. And we make sure we flush both of them. Cover it up, and then you take the drape off.